So sorry that took so long. So what do we expect now that we've hit our target, the value area low? Same thing we did up here and I did here, same thing we're doing down here. Since we're breaking, we broke below it, I had set this zone to be a place to buy from because this is a low volume area. Once price comes in here, we expect it to wick right back up, right back out of it, or it falls through. If it wicks back out of it, that means it wants to respect and stay in the range that's already established, because this is an established range. If it respects the low volume area below the range and wicks back up, then if it closes back above the value area low, the first place it's going to go revisit is the point of control, because this is an established range and this is where the most volume was done. If it comes out and it comes back in, the next, this is like a magnet, is going to come straight for the point of control. Test it. If it gets rejected, it's going to come back down to the value area low. Test that again. If that fails, then we're going to break out again and see if this low volume area is going to hold or if it's going to fall through. So you have to follow this in steps, that you're not trying to predict anything. You know what to expect when price is at certain places, and you just wait and watch for a reaction and then you trade based off of that. But this lets you know what to expect and where. So the market just opened and we wicked. This is Sunday. This is the opening candle today. It came and we just wicked straight down here into the same low volume area, and it hasn't closed yet, but it has just pulled straight up. It's still open. It's a 4-hour candle. Look at how deep that was. I'm not in this trade right now, but I'd set the stop loss. But if I was in the trade, it still did not get stopped down. This is very strong wick. I can imagine this week being a secured, this low being secured for maybe the week. Like we might not come back to retest that, but we'll get to that. There's something very important that I'm going to talk about after this. So, but what we're expecting from this forecast is we expect to buy from here because of the low volume area. If we break back above the value area low, it means we're being accepted back in the range. And if we're being accepted back in the range, we expect it to come and test the point of control. Why? Because that's where the highest volume was done. This is as simple as that. And that's why I set TP1 for this point of control if we buy from here. And once we get here, two things will happen. It's either going to get rejected from the point of control and come right back down to the value area low, or if we make it above and it retests it and it holds, the next spot you're going for is the value area high, and that will be the next time gold will be testing to see if it can break out and continue its uptrend, because all of this is still accumulation. There has to be a result out of the accumulation. Eventually we have to start a new trend, either up or down, and the cycle will repeat again. So for now, today right now, we opened, it sold right back, it wicked back up. So this candle is still open. It's a when the 4-hour chart is a 4-hour candle. We'll see how that closes. But what I'm looking for, so this is the most important part of this video, even though I've been on a rant for the past 30-some minutes. Now that the market is open for this week, what you're looking for is acceptance back into this range. We're waiting for acceptance back into this range. And what does acceptance look like? The obvious visual cue for acceptance is obviously we need to close back into this range. But what type of close do I look for personally? I look for a higher time frame close. Specifically, anything above 4 hour, but one I prefer the most is the daily candle. I like whenever price breaks out of an established range like this, I like to see where the daily candle closes, and I prefer 2 daily candle closes because that gives me more confidence. So if you break out of a range like this and you close uh, and uh, and you close the daily candle back inside, daily candle is a very strong candle. The very next day, that candle could sell off and close back out. But if you get 2 closes after you've broken out and then you close 2 daily candles back in an established range, that gives me a lot more confidence. If I entered there, my stop loss would be below the zone because you've proven to me 2 times that you don't want to go out and you want to stay in. Then I'm gonna go with you. I put the stop loss right below here, and then target wherever the POC is. But ultimately, my final target for that will be wherever the value area high is. So in this case, that's exactly what I'm going to be watching for. At the moment, we're still outside of the range. So if you want to FOMO in, you want to get the best entry. If this is going to work out as a bullish as a buy back into the range, this is the best entry you could get right here. This is why I said buy here. This is the best place to buy. If this buy is going to work out, you won't get a better entry than this. The safer entry for buy will be waiting for it to break back into the range and enter. But obviously, your risk is going to be more. Your risk to reward will be smaller, but at least you'll be safer on probability that it will stay in the range and make it up all the way up here. So depending on how aggressive you are as the buyer will determine where you buy. But this right here, if you're going by the technical, this is where you buy. And if we go on the volume, on the footprint chart, for example, with order flow, we can see the delta, we can see the actual volumes being traded, we can see if buyers are truly buying. If we go on the footprint chart, we'll be able to see all of that information. That can give us more confidence if we wanted to buy down here. But since this is just a basic candlestick chart, you can't see all of that information. So that's one of the advantages of you going to learn how to trade the footprint, is you can see who's really in control here. Is it buyers or sellers? And that would let you know if you want to get in early or not. But anyway, back to this. We sold off now, and then we get in this bounce. And I already pointed out where we expect the first take profit to be. This is a low volume node, just like this one. I thought I had a rectangle here. Actually, I should put. You should expect reaction once we get back up here. So, and this is also the point of control right here. So there's a lot of reasons why it could sell off from here. So you have to take profit once we get, at least take a good amount of your profit from here, and then see if we're able to make it back above this value area low and make it up to the top, and that would be your TP2 if you are holding from down here. Yeah, so that would be if we were trading based on volume only. If we want to trade based on the trend is already red. Ideally, we'll be looking for a sell. And we've gotten a first reaction that sold. The second time it would test the cloud. If you were trading just trend, you would want to take a sell from there and expect price to make a lower low. But since we're in a range, I would not immediately take a sell. I would watch to see how it reacts. I would favor, in this case, since we're ranging, I will favor the volume profile over the direction of the trend, because we are not truly trending yet. When this trend would have more impact, significance for me in the trade is if we start to close at least 2 daily candles outside of this range then I'll start to respect this trend more, because that means the trend is now in full motion on the way down. So that's just a little tip for you. But so I've told you what to expect and the direction. The only other thing that can completely turn this whole trade idea upside down and completely make it invalid is the fact that we have so much crazy news this week that it's ridiculous. Not a lot of news, but at least the strength, how the type of news we have. And the most notable news we have is on Tuesday. We have Almighty Powell speaking right here on Tuesday. So this alone, this is going to cause a big move. At least that's the effect it has. The market might not react as much, but it will be crazy to not be cautious when Powell is about to speak. And that's on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have ADP non-farm, and Thursday again we have non-farm. So it's Tuesday to Wednesday is hot, and with this type of news, even when you're right, the market could be so volatile that you still like take a hit where your trade, you could get stopped out and the trade still then goes in your favor. So considering the news, even if this trade idea eventually works out, we could see a lot of volatility that can be used to for manipulation to get some more sellers to enter trades down here, potentially get trapped before moving back up, or we just continue the downtrend. But if we're going to be looking for anything down here, remember we drew this box on the weekly chart. This is a high volume node right here. So like I said before, you expect consolidation whenever you get to a high volume node. So if we keep selling back down, either from Powell's news, the news could send us straight to this node, test this node. If we don't accumulate at this node, then we're going to come straight down to test this low volume area. And just like I said also, once we test this low volume area, we expect a wick right back out. And if we wick right back out of this, first place we're going to come test is this value area low here. If that holds and we're not able to get back into that range, we're coming right back down. If we make it into it, target the POC value area high like clockwork. Same thing, but if we test this and it doesn't hold, we're going to fall straight through with the same reasons that I mentioned earlier. If you enter a low volume area and price is either going to just fall straight through or it's going to wick back out. So if the news this week, those 3 days would drive price to one of these areas, either going to drive it down here, or it takes us back and establishes us back into the range. If all of those news keep us in this range, then we're gonna keep playing the ping pong all through this week. If the news keeps us outside of this range, then this is the next area of interest you want to be looking at. This is the area of interest we want to be looking, because this is a low volume area. If the trend will be fully formed, this ExoCloud will be red. The trend will be fully formed by then, and we just keep selling it all the way down. And if not, our first point of reaction would definitely be from this point of control. So how I would know if we're going to keep selling down here is if this node is not able to hold price. If we consolidate around it and break down here, or if we consolidate and then it breaks back up here. But it's going to be tricky. We can't really predict. We can only forecast. But these are the areas to watch out for. And I'm gonna upload post on the current forecast that I have. I'm just gonna post a screenshot because there's no point posting another idea on TradingView since we're still within the same play. I'm likely just going to upload this screenshot right here and show this as the area to watch out for. And FYI, this is gold futures, so the price is different from the gold spot, but it's the same movement, so it's pretty much the same. On the gold spot, you cannot use the volume profiles on gold spot because the gold spot, at least in TradingView, it doesn't give you volume information, so you can only trade using trend here. We can't draw volume profile. That's the advantage of using the futures. So if you want on your chart, if you're watching this and you've been using the gold spot, you also need to add the gold futures to your chart so you can get volume data. Because if you're trading gold just by itself with trend alone, it can work, but you need volume. You need to know where these guys are putting their money, where they're spending the most money, so you can trade with the banks, like they said. Trading volume is when you're truly trading with the banks, not drawing lines on the chart. Let me see. So I wanted to show on the daily chart, the trend is still green. So there's something I want to show you that could possibly happen is the weekly. We've moved so far from the weekly cloud that it looks like a good time. We might possibly come back for a retest, and if we do that, that's a kind of that's kind of trade you could hold for like a whole month, because the last time we tested it was right here, and look at where we're at. Look at the last time we tested it. It's a pretty, this was consolidation, but the trend is fully formed now, so retests of it can give us a push up. But also the trend is going on for so long, it might be time that we actually pull back a little bit, maybe even down, and test this area before we continue up. So I was gonna give a forecast for for just the week, but this is way out in the future, so we could reference this video later in the future. And look at this. We have this, like, this should scare you right now to take a buy, actually, because you see we had 3 strong rejections. This month is almost done. We're almost at the end of the month, so this will pretty much end. Yeah, that's not gonna look good if it closes like this. That's gonna be a very, very, very bearish sign. But either way, we're still gonna trade. We'll see what happens and just react to price, see what it does, and let after the news, let the news pass, and however way price reacts after the news, then we take the trade. I typically like to wait for the after the news. I see what happens, then I use the trend indicator to get into the direction that I want. So that's pretty much it. This has been a super long video, but I feel like I covered a lot because I kind of also wanted it to be like a mini tutorial, because I had a lot of comments on the video about volume profile. So in this video, you got some a quick drill on how volume profiles work and how to trade with them, and you got a little bit of insight into the XAUUSD trend indicator, which if you want access to the XAUUSD indicator, it's a private indicator, it's not public yet. If you want access, you could hit me up, send me, I don't know where you'll be watching this video, but however way you can reach out, either through I'm pretty active on TikTok. I post a lot there. TikTok and YouTube. I would likely put a link to a form below. if it, for YouTube, I'm gonna put a link to a form where you could get access. I'm out the indicator for free, so I'm giving free access for now to at least first 50 people get free access to the ExoCloud, and then after that, it's gonna be a paid indicator, but you can get access to it for free for now. And what else did we cover in the video? I think that's pretty much it. And then we've covered the upcoming event as well, so keep that in mind and manage your risk and stay safe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or send me a DM. I'll be happy to respond. And yep, stay safe out there, guys. Yeah, sir, and also don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me if you want to see more of this. I'll be happy to do it. I pretty much trade solo, and this I'm trying to get this knowledge out there and share as much as I can about my style of trading. And if something that you're curious, interested in, just show let me know in the comments, and let me know what you guys think. All right, stay safe.